It has been nearly a decade since a Missouri man, Ryan Ferguson, was released from prison after a wrongful conviction. Now he's set to be one of the contestants on The Amazing Race.
And that show appears tonight right here on KMOV.
And besides racing on TV, Ferguson has also created a podcast about the criminal justice system. Steve Harris has that story.
David Dowling sits behind the wheel of a tow truck and a microphone. He's co-creator of a podcast.
The podcast is called Prison Counts.
You see, Dave spent 15 years in prison for robbery. That's his cartoon likeness on the right. On the left, the other star of the podcast. You may not recognize the caricature, but his name may sound familiar. Ryan Ferguson.
I actually met Ryan in prison, so, we had that experience, but our experience were different. He came from an experience of being not guilty and falsely accused, and that wasn't the case for me.
Ryan spent 10 years behind bars after being wrongfully convicted of a murder. Now a realtor in Manhattan, he created the podcast to give back.
There's a lot of people who are in prison who are voiceless, who are going to get out and be members of our society. So basically it's just a journey into our criminal justice system here in America, but the whole goal is to enlighten people, but also to give people a voice that presently don't have one.
Now you got to know Ryan's no stranger to cameras and microphones. With the courtroom coverage, a Netflix film, MTV host, and now he's on The Amazing Race.
Everybody on that show was really, really cool. We're still all good friends. And the competition side of it, it's unbeatable. All of us were like, oh, when it's over, we just want to go back and race one more day.
It's one more experience Ryan and David use in their podcast designed to entertain and inform.
There's nothing for people like me and my family when this happened to us to know how this system works and what's going to be happening to you and what it's really like to go through that process. So to be able to give that back to people, I think that's really awesome.
Steve Harris, News 4.